I don't matter for cut. I'm afraid to leave you because say what I like me, say what I might cash call me. Cash call me, so the baby call me. You always call me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. You're welcome this morning. We are excited to see you. And we are going straight to business. When I mean business, we are going to be seeing some creative ideas. We are not wasting much of our time. So we are going to take it team by team by team by team. So these guys, they said they want to create a solution to our society. So we are here to come and witness the ideas. How are you doing? Salamaris, how are you doing? How was the night?
It was very short.
Very short. Feel free to be short. Did you dream of me?
I couldn't sleep, so I couldn't dream.
That's so lovely. So how are you checking in this morning? Like, how are you feeling? How are you just feeling that normally? How are you feeling this morning?
Okay, today actually is my most anticipated day for this student convention, because today is the day for the hackathon and my team is presenting, and I'm looking forward to seeing us at the leaderboard. So I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm very interested too.
All right, she says she's very interested. So we are waiting to experience the hackathon. It's about to go down. Nobody cared to overhear my ideas. I had a very crazy idea how to be in China in 30 minutes. But I have not found out what to use. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Mr. Miller. Okay. How are you doing this morning? How was your night?
It was very short.
Very short. It's good to be short sometimes. So how are you feeling this morning? How are you checking in?
I feel so good, and I'm anticipating what I will see.
All right, he said he's feeling so good. So nobody is feeling tired. Wow, I like you guys' energy. Because as I'm here in my eyes, I'm just feeling like battery low. How are you doing, baby girl? No, chemical baby girl. How are you doing? What's your name?
Sorochi.
Sorry?
Sorochi.
Sorochi, how are you doing today? How are you feeling this morning?
Not good.
You're not feeling good. Why?
I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Why?
I don't feel good today.
Please, we need to make you happy today. Please. Sorochi is not feeling good. She says she's not feeling happy. We need to make her feel happy. Don't worry, the hackathon will make you feel happy. Trust me. Yeah, you're going to be seeing some ideas that will keep you in excitement. Trust me. So please, I hope all the teams are ready. And if you're outside, please come inside. The judges are set, so we need to kick down. Please, if you hear your name as teams, just be coming to the front. We have a special seat for you. We have some teams that came here this morning to come and showcase talent, to come and showcase ideas, to come and showcase innovation. So please, we have Team Solar Pierre. The first team is Team Solar Pierre. Where are they? Team Solar Pierre, please. They should start coming in. Team Bow Revolute. Okay, Bow Revolve, please. Team Bow Revolve. Please, Team Bow Revolve. We need your attention, please.
I don't matter for what. I'm afraid to leave you because say what I like me, say what I might cash on me, cause cash on me, so you let me call me, and I'll just call me.
Kilo, kilo, j'ai pas mon anneau. Cause I best friend did not come at all. On my party, not shy, you got it. She say, money, gon' give me some more.
Please, the teams, as we hear your name, start coming in. We don't have the luxury of the day. Please help us. We have a lot to do today. We just have to share some ideas.
Kilo come and see something. Where can I take the boss Scottish? On the low Scottish. Bad girl, she dey try chop me.
I come again with Team Solar Pair. You can drop your stuff today. Feel free. Drop it here and then come and sit. It needs to be running. Where's he running to?
She go dance my sucker, she go dance my sucker. The matter no go barbecue, you know
Mama too busy, killer busy. Money come good, party already non-stop. Cash come see something.
Kilo come and see something. Where can I take the boss Scottish?
Team Solar Pair, please. Don't waste our time. Please come forward. Team Bow Revolve. You're here. Okay, please just have a seat. Team Ife Chemical. Please. You can come with your apparatus inside. No problem. Come with your prototype.
abondaba bathi vele njayivile ifana umathema uthi isikubheli thuna la wena musaphila boshaya isifuba ngicela utshela umdala bless inzalo yami ukhulile ngiyindoda ngothando lwakho mathola umshado mfundiso yakho ngoma wena bandla kuthazo yakho yabona uzokubile isithombe sakho nofana nawe awumama ubengumngane wangempela show ngiphinde ngibe nomngane nofana nawe awumama lapho khona
Bar Revolve, please. Team Bar Revolve. Where are you guys? Please just sit here. Alchemist. Alchemist. Please come fast. Quickly. Don't waste our time. Please come this way.
Mama lapulele khona ngicela ungibheke nami isitha sami sifuna ngibona ngilele phansi bangane nesihlobo sebafuna ukudla phansi angisakhulumi vele bahleba ngathi abondaba bathi vele ngijayivile ifa lami umathema uthi ngisigubhela ithuna la wena usaphila boshaya isifuba
Team Trivan, please come. Trivan. Where are they? Trivan, please come. Quickly. So please, we are going to go in this manner. When we starting with Team Solar Pair, then from there we go to Team Bio Revolve, before Ife Chemical, then Team Aquavice next, Team Trivan next. After Team Trivan, we have the Alchemist. After the Alchemist, we have the Bridge Builders. The Bridge Builders, we have the Field Guard. Then thereafter we take the Carbon Smart. So ladies and gentlemen, you are now welcome this morning. We are about to hit the ground running.
Okay, moving forward, for every competition, there is always a team of competent judges. And for today, the 2025 NSChE Student Convention Hackathon, we have a list of competent judges. First on this list is a very phenomenal lady. This woman has an ample knowledge when it comes to innovation in engineering. She has been in the engineering space for years. She is no less a person than Engineer Linda Nodi.
Please, a round of applause for our judges. Please clap for our judges. You can do better than that.
Plenty backy we go full billion van. I go dance with the canine slash. You go shake I and shake the money fill the bag. I go back in now this kick it too sharp. Below no pass me the back here. I drop a fit make you know so it too much. You know fi so I do back is in the background. Let's see US hook up on me. I did ready to bang you.
Road boss, look up on me. Road boss, I go dey for a day. My baby go dey for you. Alright, my chest step. For my sister, you boss. For my city, you boss. For my slash, you said I'm ready for me too.
Okay, so moving forward, thank you so much, Engineer Linda Nodi, for gracing us with your presence. So we also have our very own NSChE National, Engineer Anthony Ogenovo. Thank you so much. Please give him a round of applause.
Please, a round of applause for our National Secretary General. Please celebrate. So we give a round of applause.
Okay, finally on the judges table, we have also a very phenomenal lady, one whose experience and expertise is also needed for the cross-examination of this hackathon. we have Engineer Cecilia Ume. Please also a round of applause for Engineer Cecilia Ume. Thank you very much for gracing us. Okay, so the hackathon is about to start, but I would also like to introduce our timekeeper, accurate timekeeper for this hackathon session. It's none other than Comrade Austin. Please, a round of applause for Comrade Austin. Thank you so much.
And moving on from there, please, for in every competition there are rules, and these rules are need to be followed strictly. And please, if anything is affected by these rules, please do not blame us. Everybody, we are all going to be part of the judges panel. Okay, please look at this. We are going to go in this time frame. Thank God we have a timekeeper here that's going to monitor our time. So we are going to be having 10 minutes for presentation. All right, thank you very much. So as I was saying, we are going to be having 10 minutes of presentation. Please, all the team, listen and listen good. You have just 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, we have 3 minutes for the judges to examine the prototype or whatever you presented. Then we have just 3 minutes of question and answer, making it just 16 minutes maximum. Please, these rules are very, very strict. Whatever you have to present, make sure you streamline it to 10 minutes. I don't want to hear that, they were so very, very unfair. So we want to do it in a very fair way. Everybody is given the same chance. 10 minutes it is. The first on our list is Team Solar Pair. Are they ready for us? Please, a round of applause for them. Please clap for them. We are clapping for innovation. Solar Pair. Yes, Pierre. Solar Pair. Thank you, sir. So we are going to be inviting Solar Pair, please. Okay, if they're not ready, Team Barrel Revolve. Okay. Okay, please come forward. Please, a round of applause for Team Solar Pair. Please present it.
Okay, so moving forward, please Team Bio Revolve get ready to present. Team Bio Revolve, are they here? Okay. Their slide is ready. Team Bio Revolve. Okay. Okay, so please, coming up is Team Bio Revolve. Please, a round of applause for Team Bio Revolve. Celebrate them. Please, you can move it.
You all see waste. You all see waste. You all see poultry manure, but we see untapped energy. You see a problem, we see gold. Next slide, please. Next slide. Meet Gabriel, a farmer in a local community. His farm is overflowing with organic waste. His local river is contaminated. At night, his family depends on charcoal for cooking, kerosene to see. His children are struggling to study. Smoke from burning leads to respiratory illnesses. Next slide, please. Gabriel is faced with triple threats: environmental pollution, health crisis, economic stagnation. Now, this story is not just about Gabriel. Even in Nigeria, there is a $9 billion economic loss every year. Next slide, please. Now, you know what this is. You must have heard about digesters before. You must have heard about biodigestion before. You must have heard about anaerobic digestion before. Yes. Oh, Gabriel, why don't you try anaerobic digestion? You have so much waste. Oh, the options open to Gabriel are just like a black box. The digesters are dumb. They are too expensive. They're a one-size-fits-all. How do you expect Gabriel, a local farmer struggling, to afford a massive digester? No, it's not possible. So we thought to ourselves, what do we do to help Gabriel? We came together and we formed Bio Revolve. Good day, everyone. My name is Dorcas Abimbola Adedokun. With me is Ebonluwa Omakpariola. We are Team Bio Revolve from the University of Lagos. Our solution is a smart modular bioprocessing system. Rich organic fertilizer that has so many nutrients. And 3, data. Now you must be wondering, oh, data, where does data come in? Stay with me. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. BioRevolve is a smart modular bioprocessing system that intelligently converts waste into renewable biogas for energy, empowering smallholder farmers with an efficient, sustainable solution. Our solution has 3 outputs, like I mentioned earlier: clean, renewable energy, rich organic fertilizer, and data. Next slide, please. All right. This is our digester. Because it's just a prototype, we could not go all out. We had to use plastic containers. But we have a CAD design, which will be coming up later in the slide. This is a heated container this is a heated digester containing slurry at a maintained temperature. This is the heater inside, keeping the temperature warm and constant. Because we all know that anaerobic digestion takes place at a certain mesophilic range, which is 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Is that correct? All right, thank you. We could not just go ahead to produce biogas like that. It's not safe because biogas contains CO2, methane, a trace of H2S, and some other elements. So, from this slurry, we have a pipeline leading to a container containing water. This water is to eliminate traces of H2S in our biogas because H2S is deadly, H2S is bad. So this is the pipeline leading to a container containing water to remove traces of H2S. Because we did not set this up on time, when it's running, it bubbles. And there is a video showing the bubbles. It bubbles that there is gas entering this water. And then the clean gas comes into this container here. Because of financial constraints, we're supposed to get an airbag. The airbag is going to be on this place. This can be turned on, can be opened like this to collect the gas, and can be turned off. So this is serving as a temporary gas collector, a temporary gas bag, basically. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So, we transitioned our vision into a CAD design. Please pay attention to this video. This is the big container that's supposed to house this component. This container is for the slurry. The whole inside is for the heating rod. Normally, we were not supposed to use electricity because we are talking about Gabriel, a local farmer that does not have access to electricity. So why does it need electricity to produce electricity? This could be used with a solar panel. And the solar panel is demonstrated in the video. Hopefully, even after this hackathon, we get funding, we go all out. And we do this for Gabriel. So many Gabriels out there. So yes, our digester can be powered with a solar panel or a rechargeable battery. If Gabriel does not have a battery, it should have a solar panel. If it does not have a solar panel, it must have a battery. And if it does not have any of this, it can use electricity. Take this digester to somewhere that there is electricity. Find a way to make sure that anaerobic digestion happens. And then just collect your gas. Use it to do anything that you want to do. Cook, generate electricity, etc. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So I already explained the unit of our digester. Next slide, please. Same thing. So this little box here is called the electronic box. This is the most important aspect of our solution. This is our own innovation. This houses a microcontroller which serves as the brain of the digester. We know that anaerobic digestion can only take place at a particular temperature. If it reaches that temperature, how do we ensure that it does not pass? How do we even know that it is at the particular temperature that we want it to be? This is our heating rod here. Our heating rod is connected to an SSR. The SSR is right inside this container. This SSR, okay, we built a PID for this SSR. The PID sends signals. These signals, after you plug this in, these signals to the SSR, which goes to the brain of the system. Oh, if it is more than 35 degrees Celsius, trigger an alert. So please, if you have your phone with you, kindly go to biorevolve.onrender.com. If you have your phone with you, please go to biorevolve.onrender.com. I mentioned earlier that the data that we get is a key aspect of our innovation. So you must be wondering, what do I want to use data for? This data offers AI recommendations. This is the 21st century. Why are you doing something without AI? AI is here. I'm going to hand over the mic to my partner, Eboluwa, to give us details about taking this to the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorcas. Good day, everyone. So we all know that a smart product is useless without a business model. So to run things fast, because I think our time is almost over, our business model is a pay-as-you-go. We're not just asking farmers to come and say, okay, buy this one for 100,000 naira. No, because we know farmers are not, they are cash strapped. So we're going to say, okay, we're going to go to them, tell them that, okay, you're wasting money on fertilizer, you're wasting money on firewood, you're wasting money on waste management costs. So all these things that BioRevolve is doing, that's what you're wasting money on. So we're going to say, okay, why not invest your money in BioRevolve rather than buying all those stuffs and wasting money? You could save 30K buying all those stuffs and wasting, and even polluting the environment with the firewood smoke and everything. You can just buy BioRevolve and pay monthly from the money you save. Yeah, and then our impact is that is in three folds: the economic, the environmental, and the social. The economic in the sense that we are turning a $9 billion problem to a $9 billion opportunity. And then our environmental solution, I mean, we are reducing deforestation, we are reducing the use of firewoods and the smoke coming out of it. And then the social impact, I mean, we're lightening up an entire community. Imagine an entire community having electricity in the whole of Nigeria. I mean, we don't want that. So yeah, all this was done. So yeah, that's our business model, the pay as you go. All this was done with our team, our wonderful team there. We have Dorcas Adedokun, the team lead. We have Ayomide Adeoye, assistant team lead, which was not here. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Amazing. Please, a round of applause for the BioRevolve team. Wow. That's innovation. So at this point, we'll allow our judges to examine their prototype, and then we wait for them. They actually use 10 minutes. Yes. So we allow the judges to examine the prototype and then come up with necessary questions.
Okay, co-panel of judges, our dear students and presenter, well done for the presentation. First of all, I would like to find out what reference material you have as your feedstock.
Okay.
And another thing is, how readily available is this feedstock? Because that seems to be one of the challenges with the biodigester. That's number one. Then number two, the sludge. Yeah, you actually said it's a sludge, but what's the composition of the sludge? And then after extracting the gas from it, what gas? Is it methane gas?
Biogas, a mixture of methane.
What?
Biogas, a mixture of
and CO2. But you don't need the CO2. Okay, it's the CO2. Are you going to be collecting the CO2?
Biogas is a composition of methane and CO2.
Okay. Yes. So, okay, all right, fine. What happens to the waste from the system? Apart from what are you going to be doing to the waste after collecting the gas? I know you said you are able to make what do you call it, compost. That's the inorganic fertilizer or something from it. So, but how do you manage the waste from the system, apart from the fact that you're able to get those conversion done? That's my second question. Then you talked about removal of the H2S from the gas, the separation of the H2S from the gas. What happens? What happens if your gas becomes wet? The biogas you want to use becomes a little wet because of the water that is also recirculating. Okay, that's my own observation.
Thank you very much, sir, for these questions. To answer your first question, the composition of our slurry, it comprises of 25% cow dung, 75% poultry manure. And poultry manure, those we didn't even buy it, so it was gotten from the poultry farm that it's close to my house, and then cow dung was gotten from another farm that was close to another person's house. So I'm pretty sure cow dung and poultry farm is pretty accessible, especially to us Nigerians. Yes, and to answer your second question, I forgot what was it?
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. To answer the next question, this slurry contains NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Thank you. Okay, so actually this consists of just 6% total solids. Just 6%. The remaining 94 is water. So there isn't so much waste like that. And even before we get the waste, this digestion does not take place in minutes. It takes days. Everything would have been decomposed. So there isn't waste like that. There isn't so much waste like that. It's more of slurry, more of organic fertilizer than waste. So we're focusing on that.
Okay. Thank you, young upcoming engineers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, what I want to know is, a poultry farm is usually large. Those that are doing it for commercial, I know a friend of mine who has more than 10,000 beds. Do you understand? And of course, when you have such a large farm, the poultry dung will be large. So how do you, and you told us that this system is not a day process. Do you understand? That's what you said, right? So how will you now tackle that problem of having a huge heap of dungs with this small size of thing, small size of container, so that at least you help the farmer? Because I know that they clean their farm twice in a week, or even 3 times in a week. How do you now help the farmer to reduce that waste in the farm?
We said earlier that our project is a smart, modular bioprocessing system. So modular means that it can be scaled to any level. We can use it at home, we can use it in the office, we can use it in the farm, we can use it in big digester plants. So modular covers that aspect. This can be scaled. You just need to keep adding modules. If you're tired of this small module, just add 1 more module, add 2 more modules, add 10 more modules, and that's it. It's modular, ma. That's the answer to the question.
Yeah, I noticed when you're talking about how to check the temperature of to be stable, and in case it goes up, I wanted you to throw light on that, because I think you're trying to talk about the circuit breaker, having in mind that the people you're talking about or you're trying to solve a problem for, some of them are literate while some are illiterate. So how do you intend, because I saw in that box, first of all, if I would have suggested you have something like a board for that plastic plate, that plate there, it will have been a board, then you fix those things. It will look better. Then like a switch. You understand what I'm saying? Then how do you get to do with the circuit breaker? I think that's what you were trying to explain, although you didn't call it circuit breaker. Something that is meant to control when the temperature is too high, because the farmer will not be sitting, even if he's there, he doesn't, let's assume he's not educated. So how do you go about that?
Okay, ma. So this is our microcontroller. So it is connected to this heater. So this heater sends, to this temperature sensor. This is the temperature sensor that senses the temperature of the slurry. So it sends signal to the microcontroller. Meanwhile, there is a PID system that was already built in, which is proportional integral derivative controller. It is a feedback loop that it's like an algorithm that controls the temperature of the that sends feedback to the microcontroller to control the temperature of this heater. This heater is also connected to the microcontroller. So when this temperature sensor sends the temperature to the microcontroller, it will now regulate this heater to now, maybe it will stop once it has reached the once it has reached the maximum temperature possible, let's say 40 degrees, it will now stop. And once it reduces again to lower than 35 degrees, it comes back up again, just like that. Thank you, ma'am.
He has said that what if you have water? We're talking about the methane and carbon dioxide, isn't it? There is a what if you have water in it? How do you check not getting water? I don't know whether you got that question.
Yes, ma'am.
As one of the products.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am, for this question. We were supposed to get more than 2 sensors, actually. We were supposed to get pH sensor, turbidity sensor, flow sensor, and even water sensor. But because of course, we could only get a temperature sensor and a gas sensor, because the most important thing for anaerobic digestion is that temperature range. So if we have water, it means that's more work. But hopefully before then, there is a sensor put in place even before water gets into our biogas. So we're supposed to get it, but we couldn't because of cost. Thank you, ma'am.
Please get it. It's very, very important.
We will,
ma'am.
Like thank
you. Something that always detects so that your work will be perfect.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's a good one.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Please, you can do better. A round of applause for Team BioRevolve. Well done, Team BioRevolve. Please, while they are trying to disconnect, please, Team Ife Chemical, please get ready. Team Ife Chemical. Wow, amazing. Okay, so while Team Ife Chemical are getting ready, I will have to reiterate the rules for this hackathon, all right? So the rules, you have 10 minutes for presentation, 3 minutes for the judges to examine your prototype, and 3 minutes for question. So please, if you are coming up, ensure you maximize your 10 minutes and present all you have to present within that time frame, all right? So coming up next is Team Ife Chemical. Please, a round of applause for Team Ife Chemical as they take up the stage.
We are connecting. Make sure this two guys are wearing the part of the presentation. Good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, ma. We are Team Ife Chemical from Obafemi Awolowo University, and our project is Integrax, AI-driven robust pH control system for efficient and sustainable industrial operations. Robust in the sense that our project is a pH control project in which we are trying to maintain the pH of fluids, mixture of fluids or a particular fluid, to prevent releasing of too dangerous chemicals to the environment. So robust in the sense that it takes care of a lot of disturbances and rejects them to ensure adequate pH control. Next slide, please. In today's world, basically what we use in our control currently is mostly PID, proportional, integral, and derivative control actions. However, PID is a reactive control action in the sense that whatever dangerous thing that would have happened before it reacts to it, because it is reactive, not preventive. So in today's world, as we evolve in industrialization, there is need for a stronger and better control mechanism. And one of the evolving aspect of industrialization is the use of artificial intelligence. So this is one of the things that that motivated us to work on this project. So basically, we are working on making use of artificial intelligence-driven control system to control pH of flows. Some problems that are associated with the current use of the reactive control mechanisms are overuse of chemicals, inconsistent quality, costly downtime, and pollution. For example, there is a plant in Hungary, Ajika red mud plant. They released mud that was not properly treated to the environment, and it led to 10 plus deaths and more than 150 casualties, and also led to a loss of 472 million euros. That could have been prevented with a better control strategy. Also, here in Nigeria, just in May 2025, Ogun State government had to lock up some industries because they didn't treat their waste properly. And one of the key properties they didn't control properly was their pH. Next slide, please. Approach and methodology: data collection, data processing, prediction, automated control, feedback loop. Next slide, please. Now, basically, we are moving from reactive to predictive control mechanism. The PID is reactive. Use of neural networks and artificial intelligence is predictive. So we are moving from fixed to adaptive. One beautiful thing about neural network is that they have the ability to learn. They learn and update their knowledge, and further, they improve further. We are moving from manual to automated and wasteful to efficient. Next slide, please.
Thank you very much. So here is our solution architecture. So now, according to our project, as I said, which is the pH control system, here we can see the 4 tanks. Here is the reactor. Then we have the acid tank, then the base tank, and that is the buffer tank. Now, the 3 fluids are being pumped into the reactor to where the pH neutralization, pH the reaction occurs. And now this setup was mostly custom built by us. Here we have a valve. We couldn't get an automatic valve, so we built one. Then we have this is our control box, which is directly linked to the Imam machine interface, which is my PC currently. So this allows us to directly communicate with the system. Even while he is there, we can directly manipulate and adjust the system as necessary. Now, shown here, above here, is the brief schematics of how the control system works. Now, here is the nonlinear model predictive control. As I said earlier, PID controllers are our conventional method. So, but the use of nonlinear model predictive control brings a new atmosphere to the control world, because the pH control itself system is a very high non-linear process. So the use of PID sometimes is very, very hard to control. In fact, it is referenced in NSChE 1984 that they wrote that it is very, very hard to control a pH neutralization system because it is very and highly non-linear. Now, based off of those projects in 1984 and in 1989, then this setup came up, whereby we have a non-linear model predictive control of a pH control system. Now, another hedge we bring into this project is the use of artificial intelligence in the form of a neural network. Now, normal non-linear model predictive control architecture, they make use of algorithms like Runge-Kutta or fourth order, all these solvers in MATLAB. But in our own case, we are implementing neural network, whereby we collect data from the system, then we use it to train a model, then we now integrate the model into our non-linear model predictive control architecture. And this allows us to predict into the future. In the right here, do not clear very well. Right here, we have something we call prediction horizon. This tells us how many steps further into the future we want our system to predict in order to be able to control effectively. Now, okay, next slide. Now, this is our examples of results that we have seen. Now, this is the stability results, just to show if our system can successfully and efficiently stabilize the process at a particular set point. As we all know in industry, then we have we usually have a set point, like we want our pH of our product to be 8.5, 7.1, and we want our height to be, the height of the reactor should be 10. So in this way, our controls architecture helps us to stabilize both parameters. Now, most of the papers that have been written on pH control system only account for the pH control, not the height part. So our own brings another dynamics into it by accounting for the height of the reactor also. Next slide. All right, here is another implementation where we have set point change for the pH while still maintaining the height of the reactor. No matter the disturbance that comes here, the other one is being maintained. And here shows why changing the height in the height of the reactor, the pH is maintained no matter how disturbance was introduced by this height change. Okay, and there shows the disturbance rejection of our pH system. Okay, next one. All right, so this project is, as we have seen, it has a very good feasibility, and from research and everything, we have seen that it is a very good project to embark on. Thank you.
So, operational feasibility. So basically, this is talking about how feasible the operation is. So from our prototype here, we have all our sensors and everything set up, and it has shown that it is feasible to be. We can run it. The feasibility is possible. So the environmental impact, it reduces chemical discharge to the environment. Economic impact, like I mentioned earlier, if Akija in Hungary had been careful with their pH control, they wouldn't have lost 472 million euro. Same with the companies that were recently locked up in Ogun State. So social impact, they improved the safety and overall welfare of the people around the plant. So, and finally, compliance. Today, it is very, very important for all industry to comply with environmental designations. So, market potential. So, industrial pH control demands over 70% of industrial processes. Most of our processes require pH control. Water process, food processing, oil and gas, chemical, textile, they require pH control. So we have, next slide. So deployment and revenue model. Modular plug and, next slide please. Market potential. So we have the industries, wastewater and water treatment, food and beverage, petrochemical, refining, textile and mining, and so on. Next slide. Aligned sustainability. So SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. When pH is one of the important parameters that needs to be controlled for us to have a clean water. SDG 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Industrialization is evolving, and the use of artificial intelligence helps us to keep up with the evolution in the industry. SDG 12, responsible consumption. It reduces the amount of reagents that we use in control of our pH. Then SDG 13, the one that was recently done, climate action, minimizes carbon footprints from inefficient processes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for Ife Chemical for that presentation. Judges, please, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a good presentation from your innovation and creativity. What gap were you trying to bridge?
Like we mentioned earlier, the previous control strategies makes use of PID, which is reactive. If any dangerous thing is going to happen, it would have happened before it reacts. Well, even though PIDs are also they're also evolving, right? However, no matter how good they are, they won't be able to predict any issue that is going to happen and react to it before happening. So they are basically reactive. It happens, then they react. However, use of artificial intelligence, it learns from past experiences. Okay, I've seen this before. Then it reacts to it before it happens. So basically, the bridge we are trying to, the gap we are trying to bridge is simply evolving from reactive to predictive control strategy.
Okay, sorry, even though I did not listen to some part of your presentation. What your solution is actually an application of the artificial intelligence. And how about in a complex process where you have a range of pH, for instance? You have maybe different unit operations in that particular process, and you are required to operate at different pH. How does your solution work for different pH or different process parameters across board? Except if you are saying that, if what you are saying is that it's just for a very simple process. For a complex process, how do you ensure? Because in an attempt to solve the problem of pH in a particular unit operations, you may now introduce another problem with pH in another one. So you are inhibiting the dangerous, because you use the word dangerous things. So I don't know what you mean by dangerous things. Do you mean, are you saying the feedstock is dangerous because the pH is not right? Or when you use the word dangerous things, are you talking about impurities or what?
I mean,
so how do you ensure that the pH, for instance, which is one of the properties that you had picked, how do you ensure that it's not having it's okay across board for the various unit operations in a complex process?
All right, thank you, sir. Now, nonlinear model predictive control. Okay, before I go there, now when we use PID, we have two main ways of using it. We can use it as a decentralized system, whereby we have different modules of controllers for different processes. Like you mentioned, if we have multiple pH that we want to measure, we can have different PIDs controlling them. Now, a beauty about nonlinear model predictive control is that it can act as a centralized control system, whereby all those parameters can be accounted for. I mentioned earlier that in NSChE 1984, the pH control written by them was only a single tank pH, a CISO system, single input, single output. Now, we adapted this to have both the pH and the height control. So to account for other further parameters, there are changes that can be made to account for them, because it's a non-linear model predictive control. And another thing is that inside the non-linear model predictive control, we have an optimization algorithm that works. So if we have multiple parameters, the optimization algorithm suggests inputs in order to keep those parameters in line with our set point, as I've shown earlier. And the way it helps is by using the artificial intelligence, which is the neural network in this case, to predict further into the future in order to give an accurate time step inputs that we need to fix those inputs wherever they need to be. Thank you, sir.
All right, please.
Sorry. This your prototype here. Are you just putting it here, or have you demonstrated these things you are saying?
Yes, practically. We have demonstrated it. I showed.
Okay, you showed it before.
Can you go back to this slide? Yeah, I showed it earlier before. These are examples of changes which can be controlled. This one is when we change pH set points. Yes. No, I did not copy it. We usually run simulations, then we run the real-time process also. So these are results that we got, not copies.
Please, a round of applause for Team Ife. Thank you very, very much for that wonderful presentation. Please, you may take your leave as we go further to the next presentation. But while the Team Ife was presenting, we received honorable guest in the house, Engineer Maxwell Ono. Please, a round of applause for our panel, our judges. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much, sir. We are happy to have you with us for the student body. Up next is Team Aquavice. After Team Aquavice, we are going back to go and take Team Solar Pair. Please get ready. So, Team Aquavice, you're next.
So once again, good morning, fellow innovators and fellow students, and of course, the distinguished judges. And we are here today to present AquaVice, which is a solution that is engineering sustainable next generation aqua farm that includes smart monitoring, AI-powered control, and wastewater treatment for recycling, thereby minimizing waste and maximizing yield. According to FAO, aquaculture is one of the fastest growing food sector, and it is growing rapidly at the rate of 50%. And come down to Nigeria, aquaculture alone contributes about 4% to our national GDP annually, and it employs nothing less than 10 million people. And it will surprise you to know that the demand of aquaculture products in Nigeria sits at about 3.6 million metric tons, and our supply is just at 1.1 million metric tons, showing a huge gap in between supply and demand. We are not producing enough. And now, despite this untapped opportunity and wide gap in supply and demand, aquaculture in Nigeria is faced by three major challenges that we are identifying in our project. And the first one would be the high fish mortality, which is usually caused by sudden spike in key water parameters without any visible evidence. The plight of a fish farmer in Nigeria is such that you could leave your farm today with thousands or millions of fishes swimming happily, only to return the next day and you meet them floating, all dead. Why? Something harmful probably got into the farm in the midnight and you were not aware, and that has caused loss. The second problem is lack of affordable technology, as the necessary parameters needed to measure water, to monitor water and measure the key parameters are usually complex or too expensive for a small older farmer to go about for. So they settle for guesswork and routines. I only change my pond water every 4 days. What if something happens within the 4 days? The last but not the least is wastewater pollution, as after every cycle, gallons of wastewater are dumped into our drainage system. And where do you think they go? They make their way into natural aquatic habitat, trigger disease cycle, and affect the ecosystem. And the ones that don't find their way into that, they get into our environment, they decompose, releasing harmful green gases that contribute to global warming and climate change. All of these problems are not just a problem to the fish or to the fish farmer. They are a problem to you as a citizen, expecting that the government, through the economic growth, make life easier for you. They are even a problem to us as humans, as global warming is not friendly to us at all. To address all of this problem, we are coming up with a solution called AquaVice that integrates IoT sensors for monitoring, artificial intelligence, even a mobile application. And we are not stopping at that. There is pond wastewater treatment, and all of these can be powered with solar energy for off-grid communities. Straight into our solution architecture, we have two modules, and the first module is the IoT embedded system and AI aspect. But so that I don't bore you with the long list, because we have about 5 layers there, I think we should go for a demo, so we don't just talk, right? All right. So work with me. Take this as a fish pond, and you as a farmer, this is your farm, and you are not in the farm. But then something harmful gets into this pond without your notice.
What is that?
Actually, this is just a coloring, but we are using this to represent just danger, red. Now that this has gotten into your farm, we are integrating mobile application that can immediately notify you about the exact parameter that has been exceeded in your fish farm. In this case, our parameter would be around the turbidity Pardon me, please. I should have some of this displayed on the screen, so I'm using this instead. So immediately you get notified on your mobile phone that a parameter has been exceeded. And it does not just leave you guessing. You can step further. How? You can drain this pond from your mobile phone. With the push of this button here, the water in your pond drains automatically. Meaning that you are not just monitoring your pond, you can control your pond from anywhere. And you will wonder, what if these farmers, what if they don't understand English language? Actually, our application has been built in different languages. Talk about Igbo, talk about Hausa, talk about Yoruba, and it is right there. And we don't stop there. We enter into the recycling, which I would like my partner to take over from.
So, thank you everyone. Thank you, Feloa. So, as for the second segment of this project, it's the recycling part, and we're making use of the coagulation and adsorption principles. So, for the coagulation, we'll be making use of the moringa seed powder as a biocoagulant. So, once the wastewater is at this second stage, it comes down to the wastewater container at the bottom. We have two segments there. The first segment will be taken care of for the coagulation, and the second segment will be taken care of with the adsorption. So the first segment taken care of with the powdered coagulation, we have stages in these coagulations. The first one is the dosage of the biocoagulant. After this stage, we have something called fast mixing, which is the same thing as the coagulation process exact. The positive charge ion in these biocoagulants reacts with the negative charge ion in the wastewater and form flux. So coming from this fast mixing, we come to the slow mixing, which is also flocculation. So this allows the dirt to make flux, which are higher in density and definitely will settle down better than in the fast mixing. Moving on, we go to the sedimentation part. With time, these dirt sediments, and definitely there's a way we filter it out with these pipes. Moving on, and by the end of this coagulation process, we expect the pH, the color, the turbidity to be taken care of. Now, since we are dealing with aquatic stuff here, we need to take care of the nitrogenous waste too. So the absorption will take care of that. We are making use of coconut shell or coconut husk, as the case may be. So this coconut husk, the absorption also has processes. The first one is the obtain of the material. To obtain the material, once we do that, we take care of the material, we wash it, we rinse it, we dry it, then to the carbonation and carbonization stage. This carbonization stage is where we burn these coconut husk in the absence of nitrogen. Literally, I'm saying we'll be using a pyrolyzer in the absence of oxygen to burn these coconut husk. So we expect something of about 30% yield of the initial feed fed into this carbonization. Next, we are going to the activation stage. We have two types of activation stages. We have the chemical activation, we have the physical activation. But the core principle of Aquavice is to not make use of any chemicals. Hence, we stick with the physical activation. This physical activation, where we do, the char already obtained from this carbonization stage will be taken into a furnace, heating it from about 700 degrees C to 800 degrees C. And this furnace is expected to be able to handle at least 1000 degrees centigrade. So from there, we go to the cooling side. From there, we go to the absorption proper, where we use this activated charcoal to treat the wastewater.
All right, next slide to see the test results carried out about coagulation. So it eliminates up to 99% of this waste. Okay, the next slide. Remember, we have our fishes here. Again, on your mobile phone, you can turn on the freshwater pump to pump in fresh water so that your fishes don't die. And at the same time, to solve the problem of dissolved oxygen, you can put on an aerator that supplies oxygen to these fishes so that they don't die. And yeah, to align with this program perfectly, we are believing that Aquavice is not just solving a problem, it is also creating job opportunities. Talk about the technicians that produce this, talk about the maintenance, talk about data selling, because our AI collates all of this data. And in a time like this, we know data is money, data is life. So beyond the solution, Aquavice is providing job opportunities, thereby driving economic growth. And we believe that this is something that is achievable. Next slide. This is the mobile interface. You can just run through this slide, please. These are our target users from youth and women-led startup. We know that youth don't want to do anything tedious. So you have a process like this that is not very tedious for you to follow. Then the next one. We have our SDG focus. We are looking at 5 major ones: SDG 2, 6, 8, 9, 14. The next slide, please. The technology ecosystem that talks about how all of this came into place, from our sensors, to our ESP32 controllers, to our AI inference engine, and so on. We can move. And our business model, yes, what is the solution that cannot be monetized? You can run through it. We can have our mobile application to run on monthly subscription. As a fish farmer, you pay to use it. We have the hardware sales, and we also have the data that I said earlier. You can run. So the very last slide, please. Okay.
Please, a round of applause for them. Aqua Vice, amazing presentation, very innovative. So our judges, we look forward to.
Thank you very much, Team Aqua Vice. That was a very beautiful presentation. But you're trying to solve a problem. How regular will you have your moringa and the coconut hulks? Because these are the things for absorption. I thought you talked about moringa leaf, isn't it?
No, moringa seed. Seed. For the coagulation.
Good. So how often will you be able to get that? Because the availability is what I'm talking about.
Yes, moringa seed is a common plant in this region of the world. And though it is seasonal, it can be preserved since it's in dry form for a longer period of time.
What about the coconut husk?
So I think coconut husk, we have plantations of coconut husk here in this part of the world too.
It's good. It's a very good knowledge, and thank you for the research.
Thank you, ma'am.
But also, when you're doing things like this, you have to consider, because you're not talking about Enugu. What about Ibadan? What about any other place in Nigeria? Can we easily get that? Because you're trying to solve a problem, but as you're solving a problem, it's like creating another problem.
Ma, in what sense, ma?
The raw materials you are trying to use to solve, because I love what he said, that even if I'm like in Lagos and have a pond in Enugu, and I noticed that my fishes are like, maybe they are in danger. Anywhere I am, I can press a button and the thing will evacuate the water, and we have our moringa. What if the moringa is not there as of that time? I don't know that you get my question.
All right, ma. Like I said, we are looking at creating job opportunities out of this, and one of it is in the recycling aspect. We are hoping that we would be a major manufacturer of moringa seed into moringa powder, and also coconut husk into the required matter position that is required. So we are hoping that we would source for moringa seed, we source for coconut husk. It is a common waste, and then we manufacture all of this, and we can also sell them to people that are adopting Aqua Vice into their farm.
Okay, thank you. Let me also support you. When you solve a problem, you also create a value chain for another person. So if at the end of the day, what you are proposing is feasible, people will go into plantation of moringa, so you equally have solved another problem. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
So people will go into plantation of moringa, manage it, process it, preserve it, and you've also created another value chain. The same thing applies to coconut. But I have a point. In your coagulation, you understand the mechanism of coagulation, where we look at charge neutralization. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because what causes these particles to remain suspended in the liquid form is that their weight is very small, and they are of the same charge, and because of that they can't come together. They cannot agglomerate or increase in mass and settle. So how do you intend to manage your dosing of your coagulant?
Okay, so in the slide we analyzed where we vary the dosage. Please, can you go to that slide? So yeah, we actually carried out this experiment. So this blue line is showing 0.1 grams of the powdered powdered monogas seed. So the red 0.2, the green 0.3, the purple 0.4, and these are the results. So we realized that 0.2 gave us the optimum removal of this turbidity. And this means that 0.3 is just excess and we'll be creating excessive sludge we win anything. Then 0.1 is less effective to 0.2, hence 0.2 is our optimum for 100 ml of the wastewater.
Okay, you know, for different wastewater, they have different composition.
Yes, sir.
I think the best thing you'd have considered is, have you heard about what is called zeta potential?
You said?
Zeta potential. Zeta
Yes,
potential.
yes.
I get the point. So we have what we call zeta analyzer. So you have to incorporate zeta analyzer in your solution.
All right, sir.
Because for different wastewater, they have different compositions.
Yes,
so that person can now use the zeta analyzer to be monitoring. Because at low zeta potential, it simply means the system is stable. There is that everything has settled. But when the zeta potential is very high, simply means these things will remain as suspension. Suspended solid. You get the point. So
Yes,
try
sir.
to incorporate zeta analyzer
Into the system. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So, these suspended particles from the coagulant, the suspended particles, how do you have them eliminated from the surface of the water? Lastly, when you were draining your water, I noticed the volume of the water in the container. So if it's a dangerous substance that is there, what happens? Because you still have some very huge volume of the same contaminated water in the pump. That and what is not bad. Are you using pH? Are you using? Okay, just go on. Answer us.
So for the first question about the coagulation process, how we remove the sludge, the clear water up, the sludge at the base will be left for a while. It will dry up or thicken with time. So we can remove that.
Pump the water of the pond. And also to answer the question of, I'm trying to remember the second question. Okay, how do we determine the threshold? So what we have here presently takes its way into the pond will definitely trigger one of these. And when it triggers it, that is where our AI model comes in. Our AI model compares it and check which is the most likely one. Okay, this is caused by maybe excess feed or excess excrete. And then it gives the farmer that information also. And yeah, concerning the draining process here, what we have here is only a representation. I have to also mention that to adopt aquavites does not mean you have to have it constructed like this. This is just for representation. We can make use of our normal ponds and all of that. And there's something we call water level. So we make use of a water level sensor to make sure that it drains that water up to a particular stage. And there is a way you can simultaneously operate drain and freshwater pump. So you can put on the drain and at the same time put on your freshwater pump, and then it pumps it until you see that the parameters are regulated. Then you switch off your drain pump and pump in just fresh water. So I believe I've answered the two questions, sir.
You know, you started with that you might be in your house after attending to your farm and maybe something pond got infected by maybe a foreign thing that entered there. So did you take also, did you consider, you know, fish pond, when you have a lot of algae in it, algae is a natural thing, it's their food, they eat it, but when it is too much, it will start attacking the fish. That one is not is there inbuilt. So did your system, did you put into consideration about when you have excess algae that can affect also your fish?
All right, thank you very much, Ma. What we notice concerning algae is that it struggles for oxygen with the fish. So it means that the rate at which dissolved oxygen would drop will be very, very drastic. And our AI will definitely, our AI inference engine will dictate that and tell the farmer the reason for that. And pending the time when the farmer makes his way to the farm, he can turn on the aerator that I mentioned to supply dissolved oxygen so the fishes don't die.
Wow, amazing. You know, for someone that did his internship at an aqua water control and quality process, I was impressed by Aquavice. Please, a round of applause for Team Aquavice for this innovative solution. Thank you so much for your presentation. So coming up next, please, we'll be very fast. Please, all the remaining groups, Trivane, Artemis, Esut, Bridge, Builder, please be ready and be on standby. So coming up next is Team Solar Pier. Team Solar Pier, please. Please be very swift. Team Solar Pier.
Sorry, this your works, is it allowed for your lecturer to provide it? Is it allowed? Yes. I said this presentation, this your works, the hackathon, is it allowed for your lecturer to supervise it? No restrictions. Solar Pier, that's number one.
Good morning, distinguished panel of judges. Permit me to stand on already existing protocol. My name is Ndubisi Uchenna Becky, and together with my team, Abdugani Umar, all the way from Federal University of Technology, Mina, Niger State, we present our project to you, Solar Pair 360. In a country like Nigeria, richly blessed with abundant sunlight and still plagued with inefficient electricity supply, the question no longer is if solar is the answer, but how quickly we can scale it. Which is why we present to you a renewable energy solution that not only harnesses solar energy, but has innovation at its heart. There's actually no better way for us to explain our problem statements without the use of this pictorial illustration. So we see two buildings that are notably set apart by access to adequate electricity supply. So on one hand, we see a rich man who is able to generate his own electricity. He's able to generate electricity that is enough for himself and even in excess. And now, how is this possible? You can see a lot of solar panels mounted on his roof. He's able to do this because he has this infrastructure. Now, on the other hand, we see a woman of lower means, a petty trader who runs a cold room, and she relies solely on the national grid. Now, this infrastructure is so unreliable that about 105 collapses has been recorded in the last 10 years. Now, we depict this with the cracks you can see on this pole. Now, this is the harsh reality of many Nigerians. At least she has access to electricity, right? There are many others in rural communities who have zero access to electricity. But it's actually, we have to still point out that Nigeria has made significant progress in actually integrating solar to our energy mix. But a challenge remains accessibility due to cost factors. So how about we not only make this solar infrastructure that is key affordable, but we make it possible for someone with a higher income or means to actually share this excess power he has to a woman of lower means here who relies on it for her livelihood to be sustained, and which is what we are trying to show you today. One street, two words, one solution away. So I'll leave my teammate to explain further how that's possible.
Thanks for that nice presentation. So looking at this now, the current user journey in Nigeria is that we depend on the unstable grid. Then probably we switch to solar panels if you have the financial capability to do that. What about those that don't have the financial capability to actually install the solar system? They automatically go for diesel backup or petrol, which is automatically cause a lot of carbon footprint to the country, and they face this growth in that. So the problem statement we are looking at is that only 3 to 4% of Nigerians can actually be able to afford a complete solar system for them to generate enough energy for themselves. And out of this 3 to 4%, 90% don't have the technology to actually be able to share this excess energy. And 30 to 60% of energy losses are actually happen in this energy. Then we are developing a smarter process system for sustainable economic growth, and we try to minimize energy process waste, similar to optimizing reaction yield. And we try to transform solar energy using P2P energy sharing, IoT energy system, and AI advisor. So the solution we have is that it's an integrated system which automatically leverage on the technology to share this energy between the person that is generating it for himself and share it to those that don't have this solar system installed. But at what cost? It's becoming the energy CEO of this solution, in which it can be able to set its own price on the website we've developed for them to actually buy it from them, even though it is actually regulated by who's designing the solution. It is all in one, and it involves the P2P energy sharing, an additional smart solar tracking system for those that don't have the solar system installed in their house before. Why are we introducing smart solar tracking system? We did a research in our lab and we found out that 30% of this energy can actually be generated by using smart solar tracking system. And the research found that if you have 6 solar panels of static solar panels and you have 4 of the actually dynamic attacking the sunlight, they'll be able to generate more energy in 24 hours. Based on the result we have now. So the technology we have is the smart solar tracking system based on our P2P. We have our mobile application, our website developed. Next page. And also for the tenants also, because there's a system that will deploy for the user, the person that holds the energy system, and there will be the one that will be for the tenant or the people that are interested in buying the energy. And we have the website that has been developed for both of them to be able to transact and everything like that. Okay, so for the energy CEOs now, so this is our user experience. After they actually install the smart solar tracking system or they have it installed in their home already, so they automatically set up a solar admin node based on our technology. Then they will be onboarded on our website, which they will set their custom token prices there, and also it has an intrusion detection system. If the tenant that is buying the energy is trying to find some false ways into the energy coming from the CEO, then it will be cut off automatically from that. Please, the laptop that was carried away, we need this for some discussion. And the energy consumer, on the website, after they have access to a nearby CEO close to them, so they'll be registered and they'll be able to install the tenants, and from there they'll be able to have access to the energy coming from the energy CEO. So what are the revenue stream to have for our problem is that for each admin node we sell now, this is the rate we actually develop this, and by the first time we actually display the technology now, the admin node going for the energy CEO that will be added to the solar system they have is around 115,000, and for each tenant node, it is a one-time purchase. After you have technology installed in your house, then the next thing is for you to start buying the energy monthly from the owner, which is 85,000, and for every transaction fees between the energy CEO to the consumer monthly energy, it was 2%, and our solution is aligned with SDG 7 Clean Energy, SDG 9 Innovation, and SDG 13 Climate Action. So this is support we need. It's just 1.2 million naira for us to be deployed initially. So 800,000 is going for our product development, 500,000 is for pilot deployment testing, another 500,000 is for market research, and the last 100,000 is for operations and partnership. So this was the business plan showing our key partners, value proposition, channels, and our revenue streams. So our theme impact now, we've actually built this stuff, and we were able to publish a research paper on it, which I'll just be showing some of that, and we deployed it in our research lab in school, which currently we are using it to transfer energy between some of the little components that are part with our solar energy, and it has been lucky to actually be published, the paper we write, at a just concluded conference. So this was the conference now. The artificial intelligence clean energy storage was be able to see the impact of our paper, and it was published under the conference that was did 2 months ago. Next page. So this is product specification and the total cost that was used to build this, which is just 218,000 naira. Next page. And this is the thing. Yeah, please. And for the energy, when we get at it, can access the people who have here. So it is going to be got to this page. Yes, you get that technology. If you are an admin, you have to assistant or as a user. So you get started, then you sign up. But then I've created the account already. So this account now. The flat users who are not the active users, and here also have our features of communication, our system, smart solar tracking, our AI energy advisor, and here we can subscribe our AI energy advisor, which is the open instead. So energy advisor is actually for the tenants now. They don't calculate the number of energy they need to buy based on the appliances they have. So here they can choose the appliances they use in their home, maybe a rice cooker and a food blender. So you can choose the number of quantity, everything like that, because it's limited plan. And if you activate our smart plan, to tell you the optimism mode, the number of users, and some solutions on the energy you use, and total, like the energy, part of the appliances are using more energy, and calculate the total of the energy you need to buy. So there are also other features of the impact and also the features. So this for our hardware now. This is it. So this is for the admin that we installed in the admin home, regardless if he's buying our smart solar tracking system or he has his own smart solar system in his house already. And this one is for the tenants now. So turn it on and it changes the angle automatically smart solar tracking. So the sensor there is saying that this one has more what I call the ray of sunlight. The light you have to be actually on the filter inside. So this one now is temporarily filtered. And from here you can see the number of energy voltage and the current and everything, which is also clearly showing on our dashboard here. So this for tenant 1 and tenant 2. So let me just show that tenant 1 is capturing energy now. That's for energy. And then it's paid to the power. The building transaction. But yeah, I can just pay it manually. So if I on tenant 1 now, it automatically finds this board here. Which means that transform energy from this and thank you for listening.
Please, a round of applause for them, please. That was smart. Judges, please, over to you for your commendations.
So if I understand your work is trying to see how one can share energy generated to other less privileged neighbors. But and at the same time you're able to protect theft. Is it not? Protect being someone stealing the energy. So you have your integrated system that will prevent that. That is being proactive and others. Okay, I don't think I have any issue.
Sorry, the last part of your presentation, you said something about the panels. Did you say something about optimizing the panels by adjusting the size of what?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the adjusting the panel.
The angles of the panel. So even though our solution is actually leveraging on the energy sharing, we actually project this optimization system that instead of you spending more cost to actually buy the solar system for the first time in your house, you can actually consider buying a smart solar tracking system. Why? It is dynamically tracking the sunlight as it's moving. So meaning at every point in time in the day, it is facing the sun directly, which is having maximum energy capture at every point in time.
So you mean your panels will not be fixed? Will it be moving?
Yes, it's moving.
The panel will be moving?
Yes.
Yeah. You are sure one day as it's moving, the wind will not come and blow it off?
No.
Anyway, I don't know how that works, but I don't know how that works, because if you have several array of panels on the roof, for instance, and they are all trying to tilt towards the angle of the sun, I don't know what kind of mechanism you are going to put that will enable that movement. Anyway, that aside, it's actually a good idea that you have designed a system that can help maybe landlord and tenant relationship in regards to sharing of power. But again, you know, Nigerians are also very smart, and sometimes they can find a way to override this your system. Wait now, you are shaking your head. Yes, even NEPA, they override. So I'm not saying it's a good stuff you have done, but you know, if I want to override this system, you are saying it is not possible to override this and then be able to steal from the landlord.
Okay, so based on the system now, we actually consider that and we build an intrusion detection system for that. So anytime the tenant wants to forcefully take energy from this system, as it's getting like anytime like there's a false on it, false alarm on it, it will send a WhatsApp message immediately. It is displayed in this video, and it automatically cuts it off from the energy asset. So it is until the owner go back and on it by himself before he continues to have excess energy, even though he has buy it.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. But you can only use this where the landlord is having excess, which is not the case in Nigeria for most people. Most people even have lower than they need in most cases. But it's good, though. It's a very good idea. Even in the United States and some of the advanced countries, what they normally do is that you have most of them do not really install so much batteries. So the system is such that the grid, when the grid runs during the day, because you are using the panels, you send excess from your own that is generated to the national grid. Then in the night, the quantity that you have supplied, just like your system now would have calculated what you are supplying to the grid, they send it back to you when the sun is not there, and so you don't need so much of storage. That's the battery. Okay, well done.
I'd also like to point out that aside from the P2P advantage our project has, it actually limits the number of solar panels you would have to install. So even when you don't have excess and you need to install the solar in your house, you will not have to install as much solar panels as he did in that video, because this is like arranged in a way that it can tilt and like attract the maximum solar energy you need to power your house. So it limits the number.
You have not also told me how this solar panel will be turning.
No, sir, it's not turning. Sir, it's just turning 180, not 360 yet. So, 180, yes.
Okay, so based on this prototype now, it's a minimum viable product. So we use a mechanical rotor for that. But when you actually want to implement it in the bigger system, because we're actually working on that in our lab in school, so we are using hydraulic valve. They have more power and they have very, very strong reaction to wind. So wind can't just run like this until these sensors take decision that, okay, this side have more energy before it can rotate.
Well, let me ask you, say 180. What do you mean by 180?
180 means just this direction, this direction. Yes,
what
like.
is this? That is also what is this direction, and it flips to 180. Except that telling me you want to turn it 3. Oh, it's okay.
Please, a round of applause for solar power. They have provided a solution for our solar energy system, and please clap for them for that presentation. Quickly, we'll be taking the presentation from Trive while the alchemist gets ready to take the stage up next. Please clap for as we receive the presentation from Trive. A round of applause for them, please. A round of applause for Trive, please.
Last season in Kano, a farmer named Musa Tim Chivin, University of Lagos.
University of Lagos?
Yes.
So it's possible to have more than one for one shoot?
Yes. Yeah, well, actually three.
Go ahead.
So last season in Kano, a farmer named Adamu Musa harvested a fresh round tomato, but he watched all his tomato become black and mushy right in front of him. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't harvest late, but he does not have the proper way to preserve or dry his tomato. Next slide. Good morning, good afternoon, my distinguished guests, my fellow innovators and others. My name is Korib Kako, and here with me is Okpeyemi Odunei, who are from Team Trinova from the University of Lagos, and we present UpToDry. So, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, said Nigeria produces approximately 4 million tons of tomato every month, but 45% of the 4 million of tomato are wasted. Why are they wasted? Because we don't have proper drying and preservation facilities. Those ones wasted, they are up to 1.8 million tons of tomato wasted. That is about 3.5 million naira. That 3.5 million naira can feed family and provide income for other family. Now, as we all know that drying is a very critical state for all agro farmers and farmers. Drying is like a crucial state. So, but in drying, when they are drying, they work based on guesswork. They don't know, okay, what is going on in my dryer? What I am drying, what is happening there? What is going on? Is it too hot? Is it too short? That is it. That is an efficient problem, which leads to energy problem, agricultural sustainable problem, and also an economic problem. That is where UpToDry comes in. What is UpToDry? UpToDry is a portable and affordable dryer. It's a brain of any dryer. It is an intelligent add-on device that brings smart optimization to an existing drying setup. That is, UpToDry works along with our dryer. It helps us to monitor and optimize the dryer in real time. That is, as you are drying, you are seeing real-time, real-life data, insight of what is going on in your dryer. No guesswork, no waste, and no burnt product. I hand over to my colleague who will take us through the process of UpToDry, how it works.
All right, thank you very much. So, permit me to take you through the workflow of UpToDry. First, we have the input stage. This is the stage in which the user inputs the material needed to be dried and also inputs the type of dryer used to dry. We also have the monitoring stage. This is the stage in which our sensors receive data and send it to our backend, which sends it back to the microcontroller. Then it compares it with a set of data sets and gives AI optimized insight on the drying. Then the output stage in which is the stage in which the user can see, oh right, how do you make this drying process more efficient? Is it to reduce temperature, to increase the temperature, and whatnot? All right, the core features of UpToDry includes the real-time monitoring. It also includes smart optimization tips. It also includes data insights, and it's also compatible. That is, it is not limited to one type of dryer, and it's not limited to one type of crop. It can be used across several materials, and it can be used across several crops. All right, let me run you through the main hardware components of UpToDry. We have the microcontroller, which is the ESP test. We have the breadboard. We have the temperature sensor. We have the humidity sensor. We have the vibration sensor. We have the power source. That's the 5 voltage DC power supply. All right. One key feature in UpToDry is the double library advantage. We use the library, the material library, and we use the dryer library. All right. So we have a separate data set for the material library. We have separate data sets for the dryer library. So an overlap, we created a form of overlap to give you the best possible results for your drying process. Next page, please. All right, so why choose UpToDry over traditional and conventional monitoring systems? Number one, it is adaptable. It can be used across several dryers, as earlier said. It can be used across several different types of food materials. or whatever thing you're trying to dry, the energy use is very low compared to the traditional monitoring system, which is higher amount of energy. It uses AI predictive insights, I've said earlier. It uses AI predictive insights, I've said earlier. Sorry, previous year. It's also portable and affordable. It can be used, it can be detached and applied to several types of dryer, and it's also affordable compared to other monitoring systems. All right, now to the main the part of the presentation which aligns with the main theme of this convention, which is about driving economic growth. Opti-Dry reduces energy by up to 30%, which is in line with SDG 7. It also reduces post-harvest losses, which is in line with SDG 2. It also increases productivity for farmers as the farmers or wherever operator can be involved in other productive operations. Our target audience include agro-processors, includes pharmaceutical industries, also includes researchers who are trying to optimize or increase efficiency of drying processes. Our innovation can be applied across several industries and is not limited to the agricultural sector alone. Next. All right. So our technical feasibility, as I said earlier, is scalable across several dryers. It's also use AI optimized models. All right. Let me hand over to my.
So while I go through the financial analysis, my teammates will show you how Opti-Dry works. Show them this. So everyone wants to make profit, right? So Opti-Dry is not just coming without having to make profit. So we are going to be needing 180,000 naira to build our setup, which includes the mobile app, the monitoring, the packaging, and the branding, and also the logistics. So in our pilot phase, we tend to buy everything in bulk quantity. That is, we're going to, the cost price for one Opti-Dry, which is this, is going to be 80,000 naira per one. And we propose to sell it at 150,000 naira. That is, we're going to make a profit of 70,000 naira on one Opti-Dry that we're selling. Also, if you check Nigeria has over 45,000 agro-processing SMEs. If Opti-Dry can capture just 1% in the first year, we're going to have a revenue of 67 million naira and a profit coming back to us of 31.5 million naira. What if we venture in the pharmaceutical industry? That is massive profit for us. If we can just have 0.005% in the pharmaceutical industry, we're going to have a profit of a revenue of 750 million naira in the first year only. Next slide. So our first stage, our target audience, like I said, are the agro sectors. Our first 3 years, we're focusing on the agro sectors. Then we scale up to the industries, and next is to what? We're going global. Next slide. So how Opti-Dry works.
All right, so our team includes the team lead, who is Queen. We have Bukoya, we have myself, we have Corey, we have Delight. Right, so if you are a researcher trying to improve your drying efficiency and at the same time reduce the drying time, or you're a plant manager trying to increase output and at the same time trying to reduce post-harvest losses, or you're just anyone who is just trying to optimize any drying efficiency of any sort, Opti-Dry is for you. Get Opti-Dry today. Please, we'll show you the process now.
We could not bring dryer.
No.
So after that, we're going to see the real time inside of what is happening there. There will be a graph showing the temperature and time.
No, that's practically now. How many minutes do you think it will take for the tomato to
bring out the minutes?
To bring it out?
Yes, bring out the minutes, bring out everything. And if it's overdrying, there's a sensor here that is going to modify the dry by doing like a beep. You're already overdrying, you're already doing this. And there will be a real time. You can just monitor, okay, it's going to be like 10 minutes, 5 minutes to dry your tomato. And it does not just work only